Hi there, I'm Beth. Today I'm planning to make a start on customizing these 3 Blythe dolls. One is for an upcoming collab. She's got a factory head with a custom scalp and she's on an Obitsu 24 body. The other 2 are genuine or stock Blythe dolls. This one is French Trench from 2004 with an SBL head type. I bought her secondhand from eBay with no clothes. I soaked her head for a long time to loosen the glue that they closed these heads with. Finally, this is Blue Rabbit from 2022, who has an RBL Evolution face type. I bought her new and will keep her stock clothes for myself. My plan is to customize and offer both the Stock Blythes for sale at my table at the upcoming BlytheCon UK. This will be my first time opening up a new Stock Blythe, so I'll show you how it goes. I'll get them prepped for face carving and let you know how they feel to sculpt. I'm sure they're all made of different types of plastic, so they'll all feel a bit different. Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's start disassembling these girls. French Trench is already taken apart, so I can show you her body. The only thing wrong with her I can see is one little stain on her leg, but she has the bend and snap knees, the inside of her faceplate, and she has her lines of text on the back from, it says 2003 on the back of the head there. And her face, she was, and I believe all SBLs are quite difficult to separate because the manufacturers sealed everything with glue, and so they have to be soaked for often a long time, days, weeks, some people say, to soften up the glue. But you can see inside her head there. I haven't managed to detach the dome, but I'll be able to get her back together. Again, I hope. Here's her original scalp. She's got lovely short hair, which is something you don't see too often in modern day Blythe dolls. Her scalp is rooted with chain stitch on the inside. Really neat. Very fine plugs, really nice hairline. Squishy scalp. So I'll move her aside. Oh, and her eye mechanism, which has, again, which is typical of the SBLs, slightly yellowed eyes just with age. I'll keep her original gold shaped eye chips in because they're so pretty, but I'll give her custom chips for the other 3 sets. I've already removed her spring and the other custom eye chips that she had when she arrived to me, and I'll keep her screws safely in a little plastic bag. Okay, I'll actually start with the fakey doll, so hopefully she'll be quick and easy. This head's been opened before. Just remove the 3 screws from the back. She's already got sleep eyes, and we should be able to squeeze the head, usually at the ears, and her head will pop open. And there we go. You can see she's got another screw holding the scalp on. There we go, I can loosen that. So her scalp, it's a glued wig that she's got. It's actually glued directly to the scalp. Beautiful soft hair. And her faceplate. So this is just an AliExpress fake Blythe. And inside her back plate. And she has the Obitsu 24 body. Excellent posability. Love these bodies. Okay, now for the first. For me, I'll be opening up blue rabbit. So I've got a soft mat for her face so nothing gets scratched. Her hair out of the way, get the right screwdriver. Now I'm told that the newer head style of Blythes are much easier to open. Oh, the scalp comes right off. There we go. And I'll keep these screws, I can let go of that. Keep these screws together so I know which ones go where. I like to use a little bit of masking tape. So that went in the top and these went in either side. There we go. I'll keep those together. Easy peasy. So her scalp came right off. It's got a hard plastic piece inside. We can see where the soft rubbery dome slots through that. So it's obviously sandwiched in this hard plastic frame. So we can easily give her a spa without really having to open up the rest of the head, which is great because you can soak the hair without worrying about loosening eye chips or eyelashes. We can see her mechanism on the inside. Okay, so I've taken out all 3 screws. I can actually take off this spring since I can see it from the top. That's nice and handy. So I've just taken that off the hook on the back plate. Now I'll just squeeze her ears and see if it's, oh yeah, easy enough. Turn her and squeeze. Yeah, nice and easy. Oh, super. So she has got pretty standard looking. Let me compare it to French trench. So French trench on the left. Very similar, apart from the way that the scalp sits in at the top there. And then the face plate. Again, let me compare. Yeah, looks very similar. I'll get the eye mechanism out to see. So we've got, oh, I see some, looks like some glue or something here on the eye mechanism. There's some sort of goop. Oh, it's like it's been greased. That's interesting. We can see the T-bar. Now that's a really different style of T-bar actually in the new one. The older style you can see here is sort of fairly flat and straight. Let me remove this T-bar and show you. I wonder if they get a more reliable eye click with that. So you can see the style of T-bar there. It's got quite an angle on it. Pointed more upwards. That's interesting. Now, let's see, I'll get I like a large flat-headed screwdriver for this, like this. And I'll just hold her head securely and I go in at the side and try to pry, oh, let's hold the iMac still. I'll try getting the eyeball out first. There we go. Okay, I've taken the white part of the eye out first, like so. And now it should be easier to get this eyelid part out. There we go, much easier. Okay, so compare once again the inside of the stock heads and comparing to the fakie. See the plastic is much thinner around this part as well. That's a slightly different shape and looks wider as well. And there's her iMac, and they are very similar, the SBL and the RBL. Again, much thinner on the plastic on the most recent mold. But there we go. All right, now the body. This is the newer body compared to SBL. So there's obviously this neck part. She's got the bend and click legs still, and her lines of text on the back. This is a Good Smile Company manufactured one. Now, I was wondering about trying out a new neck joint on this type of body, but I'll have to see. I don't know what we need to do to get this part off. That's interesting. Yes, they're quite different. All right, Let's see how the preparation for customization goes next. Here are some detail shots comparing the fake, the SBL, and the Good Smile Company heads. As usual, to prepare the heads, I use sandpaper to erase the existing face up and remove the shine. I like to use sponge-backed sandpaper, which is flexible to match the curves of the face. I also use various tools with very fine sandpaper wrapped around them to get into the crevices of the face. I'm always careful to use a very high grit, fine sandpaper. I will also sand each set of eyelids. Here each head is sanded front and back. And I just want to show you how you can see the thickness of the plastic in each head. By holding the faceplate up to a bright light or shining a light behind it. You can tell how thin or thick the plastic is by looking for light and dark spots. I can tell that the Good Smile Company faceplate is the thinnest overall. So when sculpting, we must be careful not to poke through and create holes. Here I've marked each face with guidelines for carving. They each already have quite different looking faces. I will show the beginnings of the carving process for each of these, but you won't see them finished in this video. This will just be part one of these 3 custom girls. I started by carving the AliExpress faceplate using hand tools. This is the only type of faceplate that I've customized so far, so this felt normal and what I'm used to. Next, I moved on to the SBL faceplate, again with hand tools. I could tell straight away that this plastic was much harder to carve. It felt very dense, although this could be due to the age of the plastic. Then I moved on to the Good Smile Company faceplate. I really felt that this plastic was softer and easier to carve with the hand tools. It was really a pleasure to work on. When I was in Berlin, I bought this Riffler file, which is a double-ended curved hand file. It feels like it will be useful for sculpting faces with. After my initial tests on each faceplate, I then did a little more carving on each using different types of tools. I believe that the AliExpress and SBL faceplates are slightly more difficult to work with, though this is just my opinion. I'm going to be giving the SBL faceplate some dimples, which is a first for me too. It's unusual and quite nice to see three very different personalities emerge from these blank faces. It's not usual for me to be working on so many at once. What is your experience of customization? Have you opened and worked on both fake and genuine Blythe dolls? Before I finish this part 1 video, I wanted to try out one more new piece of kit. It's a detail sander that I bought from AliExpress. It appears to have various different shapes of attachment and sandpaper, which has been pre-cut and is sticky on the back to stick onto those shaped attachments. I received this a little while ago but used it for the first time today. I had to buy an adapter for the plug as it was a European style instead of UK. Well, it feels easy to hold, it is light, and the vibration doesn't travel to the handle very badly, which should make it easier on the hand if you were sanding for a long while. The head of the tool moves side to side quite a lot, as it should, though this makes it hard to see exactly where you're touching the faceplate. The sandpaper is quite rough, so I'm afraid it won't be any good for a final pass, but it will be useful for smoothing out the general shapes when we're carving. I will still need to use very fine sandpaper to smooth the face before the face up. What I will try later actually is cutting my own fine sandpaper to size and using double-sided sticky tape to attach it. I'll let you know how that goes. I want to say thank you to all my patrons over on patreon.com and welcome the newest member, Penny-Sized Dreadfuls. They all received my newest shoe sewing pattern for free before the video was released. They also got our lovely BJD Frog Prints file for free. So if you're interested in extras like these, please check out the link in the video description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed seeing some of my carving process, and I hope you look forward to seeing each of these girls completed. Please leave me a comment below to tell me what you think of them. Do you have any guesses as to who they'll each become? Join me next week to see more. Until then, take care. Bye!